Hey, what's up guys? Jerry here, aka Barnacules, and today we're going to be reviewing a brand new smartphone from a company that has brought you such things as LED-infested keyboards, LED-infested mice, LED-infested laptops, LED-infested headsets, and pretty much anything they can glue an LED onto, Razer. Now, I've done some smartphone reviews in the past. If you remember, I reviewed the original OnePlus, and now they're up to like the OnePlus 5 or the OnePlus 6. I also reviewed my iPhone. Nothing special there, but I did it. Now, for me to want to review a smartphone, it has to offer something unique. Case in point, the Samsung Galaxy Note S7. You remember this used to blow people's hands off and was banned from airlines. I never sent mine back because it's cool, even though they bricked the firmware and you can't charge it anymore. So you might ask yourself, what makes the Razer phone unique? Now, I've already been using it for a week and I'll tell you right now, it's got a 120 hertz screen. No other phone right now has that. That is completely unique to the Razer phone, and it does that at Quad HD resolution, which is 1440p. I know you're thinking like it should be 4K, right? Quad HD, 1080p, but it turns out 720p is HD too. Who would have thought? All right, well, first of all, it comes in this badass box right here. Now, here on the end is a magnetic clasp. You just open this up right here and fold it over. And then inside, you got this nice little note from Razer written on parchment paper. And it reads, introducing the Razer phone, the device you hold in your hands, and the culmination of our blood, sweat, and toil that began years ago, when we brought some of the talented designers and engineers in the mobile industry under one roof, all with a single mission to deliver the ultimate in mobile entertainment. And now, the Razer phone is finally yours to enjoy. Whether you're watching a movie in bed, listening to music on the run, or kicking virtual ass on your commute, you need a device that delivers breathtaking visuals, cinematic audio, and power to last all day. The Razer community is built to connect those who seek the winning edge, or simply enjoy the most immersive experience. I'm actually collaborating with another YouTuber. It's CWC Technologies, run by a guy named Chad Christian. He is an awesome dude. We're giving away 2 of the Razer phones. I will give you all of the information you need to enter the giveaway at the end of this video.
You bet your ass I'm gonna make you watch it.
Brother. Let's look inside. Now, yes, I did go through and repackage the phone in the box just to do the unboxing. I already took everything out and put it back. But yeah, the phone just comes in this nice little cellophane here. There you have it.
Na 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 na.
I mean, it's kind of sexy. I will tell you right now, though, the first thing I noticed, it is the boxiest phone in the world. Never before has a phone been made this square. It looks like they just stuck it in a press brake and just kept on going. All right, what else is in the box? You go ahead and open up this little flap. This packaging is badass. And inside you have a series of boxes with little graphics on it that tell you, oh, this is the cable, that's the charger, this is another cable and some headphones and something else in there that I don't know what's in that box. Let's quickly get through this part. All right, the first one has got some stuff in it. It's got the little thing you need for taking out the SIM card and putting the SIM card in, and some stickers in case you want to bedazzle your bedroom door. It also looks like you have a little instruction manual here that tells you what is in the box as far as cables. Of course, it's, you know, their little green and black color scheme that they use on everything. All right, let's see what's in this box right here. This one looks like it's headphones and USB. All right, let's fire this thing open. And all the boxes like slide out really nice with these foam pieces. They're all nice and recessed, so there's no like bouncing around stuff in the box. All right, so this looks like it is a USB-C to audio. And you know why? Because there's no audio jack on this. All the cell phones now are getting rid of the audio jack. Really makes me feel old. All right, moving right along. Let's take this box out. Let's see what's inside of here. Got more foam. It's actually really, really supple, nice foam. You can see there's nothing in that box because I already took it out earlier and forgot to put it back. All right, what's inside of this box? Oh, much of the same. Much of the same. Oh, man. Oh, it's because I already took it out because I needed to charge the damn thing earlier. Anyways, inside of there would have been an AC adapter. It looks exactly like this. All right, let's keep going. Hey, the box clearly has a picture of headphones, and it's just a headphone jack. Apple includes earbuds. Come on, Razer. All right, so that's what's in the box. You can see the packaging is actually quite cool, and that's why I wanted to show it to you guys. Plus, on the end of the box, it says Razer. All right, now, since I've been using this phone for a week, of course, it's already charged up and it's already set up. But if you guys would like to see me going through the setup, it's actually pretty funny. Over on my Instagram page, I did a full video on how to set it up from start to finish and might have said a few funny things. I'll link it in the video description. Oh, let's boot her up. Razer. It's powered by Android, in case you were wondering. It's an Android phone. Razer. They want to make damn sure you know it's a Razer. Needs a passcode. You guys can't see this part. Ooh, Razer. Now, the first thing you notice when you log into the phone is that the screen is super duper smooth. However, out of the box, it was set to 90 hertz, not 120 hertz as they advertised. And I'm guessing they probably do that because they're trying to boast some pretty good power numbers on the phone. But of course, you're not going to leave it at that. Now, the first thing you notice when you log into the phone is how smooth the screen is and how responsive it is. Now, most of the Android devices that I've owned to date, there's always been lag in the input on the screen and a little bit of jumpy graphics. This thing is absolutely butter smooth. It's way smoother than my iPhone 7 Plus that I have. I'll tell you that right now. It actually is pretty amazing. Also, this video doesn't do it justice because this video is only 60 frames per second because that's all YouTube does. I wish I could show you just how smooth 120 frames per second looks. Now, the color depth on the screen is absolutely insane, guys. I have not seen another phone with a better screen than this one. It's a 1440p display with up to 120 hertz. Now, if you don't want 120 hertz, you can actually go into the settings and drop it down to 60 or 90 if you want to conserve battery life. But again, if you buy this phone, it is literally 90% for the screen and the audio. Everything else on it leaves a little bit to be desired. Now, everything that you open on this phone is instantaneous. This is a fresh boot on this phone. Let's go ahead and just open something up like Twitter. So click Twitter. There I am, I'm logged in. There's my Twitter feed. I can come out of my Twitter feed. Let's go open up something. Quick Splat Barnacules. That's my official game. If you guys are wondering, you can go get it on Android or iOS. And now I can show you guys how loud the audio is. It's way louder than an iPhone, but I will tell you right now that it lacks any kind of bass. It is very tinny. It's very trebly. But if you're gaming and you want stereo sound and you don't want to put headphones on, it's awesome when you turn it sideways. Also, because the phone is perfectly square, it's actually pretty easy to hold when you're gaming, and there's no buttons right here to physically touch. So while you're gaming and moving the phone around, you don't have to worry about accidentally touching anything, which I think is pretty cool for a gaming phone. Here, let's splat us some Barnacules here. All the scores on this are posted globally too. Oh, it's cool, Barnacules! Oh no! Get them all, don't get the trolls. This screen is amazing though. And the audio, even though it's not the best sounding audio, it does give you that stereo effect, which is really cool. Oh no! And I'm dead. Damn, this Callum Costa guy is killing it up here at the top. I don't know how he got that score. You're a cheater, Callum. You're a damn dirty cheater. So here, let's try a game that was designed for this phone. Let's open up, let's go play, let's see, it came with this Gear Club, which is really cool. It's kind of like Forza or Gran Turismo, but on the phone. My son Xander really loves this game. Tap to continue. Oh, I gotta put on the rack. There we go. But the graphics do move really smooth. They're really good quality graphics too. Upgrade. All right, screw all this upgrade stuff. I just want to race. You just hold for gas or brake. Here we go. Sorry about my lights on the ceiling, guys. It's reflecting a little bit. Going to be a perfect tech tuber, I'd get a studio. Yeah, boy. It's so smooth though, guys. It's every bit as smooth as if you're playing on like Xbox One. The graphics are actually really, really good for a cell phone. Oop, brakes, brakes, brakes. It responds without leg to the accelerometer inside the phone too, which is good. I'm all trying to drive while look at the camera. That's not smart. Haha, achievement unlocked. Bam! Now, because there's no physical buttons on the screen, you have to swipe up from the bottom to get the standard Android buttons to open and flip through your apps and close them. Everything is completely fluid on it. I couldn't be happier with the actual performance when it comes to opening things or moving between apps and multitasking. The phone is blistering quick. Now, the reason it's so fast is because it has a Snapdragon 835 processor in it, which really gives it a lot of kick. And it has a 4000 mAh battery pack, which is a lot more battery than almost any other cell phone I've seen. Now, they do boast good battery life on the thing, but again, that's out of box with the screen brightness set on auto. That's with the screen set at 90 hertz, not 120 hertz. So of course, if you're using the higher frame rate, you're gonna eat up a lot more battery. I even found playing on it for just a couple of hours, I was able to kill a battery when I was playing a game like the racing game with everything maxed out. So if you're going for battery life, make sure that you turn that stuff down. Now, I thought I was gonna be put off by there not being a physical button on the front of it, kind of like the home button, but I don't miss it at all because now I can hold it much like a game controller. When I try to do that with like an iPhone, for instance, I don't have a good experience. I always end up tapping that damn home button. Now, instead, they've located the buttons on the side. On one side, you have a volume up and you have a volume down. On the other side, you have a button that's also a fingerprint sensor. If you want to log into the phone, for instance, you just click on the side. It actually does have a button click. And then if you put your finger over it like that, it just logs you right in. Now, I found the fingerprint sensor on this works flawlessly. I haven't had a failed login on it, and my iPhone 7 Plus fails login more than it actually succeeds. So way to go, Razer, you nailed that one. Now for comparison, here is my daily driver. This is an iPhone 7S, and then here's the Razer phone. So you can see side by side, they look like they have almost exactly the same footprint, except for the Razer's got quite a bit more screen. Now, thickness-wise, the Razer is a bit thicker, but literally not by enough to even care. Now, some quick comparisons between the two. First and foremost, the iPhone 7 Plus screen sucks compared to this. Now, the camera with this lighting isn't gonna show you guys that, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. The screen on this is like a million times better, both in resolution and frame rate and color depth. Now, here's where we run into a couple of things that I don't like about the Razer phone after using it for a while. First off, that same boxy design that makes it conducive as a gaming controller to hold like this also makes it very awkward to hold as a phone. It also feels pretty awkward when you put it in your pocket. There is something to be said for these rounded edges on the phone and smooth surfaces versus kind of sharp edges in a square phone. When it comes down to actually putting it in your pocket and carrying it around, especially a large phone like this is bordering on phablet territory, it doesn't really work for me. Now, the other letdown was the camera. It has two 12 megapixel cameras. One of them is a very shallow depth of field at 1.7, and the other one is a telephoto. Now, on the other side of the phone, you have another 12 megapixel camera. Now, 12 megapixels for a cell phone camera seems like pretty impressive. I will tell you right now, I don't know if it's the software or the sensor, but the image quality on it just isn't that great. It seems like it heavily processes the images. Now, the video tends to look a little better. This is what the video looks like on the phone. It's not bad, but it's not fantastic. It didn't knock me off my feet. And for a multimedia-centric peripheral like this, I would have expected it to be quite a bit better. So here's the front-facing camera. You guys can see I got a little fan blowing at me here. Those things are awesome. I got it linked in the video description. They're like $4. I use them everywhere for cooling everything. But, you know, I got a backup audio recorder. That over there is my new camera. I've got my lights up here. I got the camera overhead. I got the light over here. But this is all being recorded on the phone. You can even see my monitor on the screen that I'm using to monitor me recording. I got a lot of stuff going on here. But this will give you an idea of the video quality. Also, keep in mind that I have a massive amount of light in here right now. I mean, I've literally got, that's a 120 watt light. That's a 1x1 panel. That's another panel right there. I've got the two giant lights on the ceiling there. I mean, this is like the best conditions you could possibly have. So the video is probably going to look as good as it's going to get. Now, if you guys are aware of another camera app on Android that will fix some of these problems and make the camera actually look better, let me know. It's got Dolby Atmos, which is basically like a Dolby certification for surround sound. It can use these two speakers and give you surround sound effects. Now, I'll tell you right now, it is hugely convincing. I even showed it to my wife and she was like, holy crap, a phone's doing that? But again, it still suffers from the problem of there is no bass. It's just a very, very mid and trebly speaker system. Hell, even the speakers in the iPhone had more bass than this, but they're just not nearly as loud. I think a lot of the volume that they're stretching out of this thing and a lot of the audio effects that they're stretching out are at the cost of the low end, the bottom end, the bass, the meat, the potatoes. But I'll admit, the Dolby Atmos demo is pretty damn cool. I mean, it quite literally sounds like you have a 7.1 surround sound system around your head. And it fills the whole room. But again, I couldn't find very many things that supported Dolby Atmos. They say it supports HDR on the screen, that's high dynamic range, but it only supports it in the Netflix app. I don't understand why they couldn't do something like Windows 10 did, for instance, on the PC and just allow you to enable HDR for everything and just widen the gamut if it doesn't natively support it. I don't like that the phone has features that only very few things work with. Now, it is, for all intents and purposes, an Android phone, so it's going to do everything an Android phone can. And it's actually going to do it better than most phones. And for making phone calls, I popped my SIM in there, and I made a call, and it actually sounds remarkably good, but you'd expect it to with the damn speaker system that it has on it. Especially if you like setting your phone down and doing hands-free calling, especially when you're driving the car, the speaker in this, you'll be able to hear the people a lot louder and a lot clearer than any other phone that I've used. Now, the phone weighs in at 197 grams. It's not an incredibly lightweight phone. However, it does explain it away because it is all glass and metal. It's actually the Corning Gorilla Glass 3, and the whole back of it's metal, the sides are metal, the tops are metal. When you pick it up, it feels like an industrial design. It feels like definitely something that you'd use as a factory worker to beat your coworkers with and steal their lunch money. It also has 8 gigabytes of DDR4 memory in it that's really fast, and 64 gigs of storage. But what makes this really cool is that it supports up to 2 terabytes of memory expansion. Do you know of another phone that has 2 terabytes of memory? I don't. Now, the processor in it is 1,866 megahertz, which for a cell phone is cooking. But I will tell you this, if you play a game on this, one of the graphical games like Drive Club, for instance, you are gonna go to the hospital for third-degree burns. If you thought the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 would burn your hands off, nope, this is the candidate that's gonna do it. If you guys are wondering, this actually is a real Samsung Galaxy Note 7. I decided not to send it back after they did the recall because they were blowing up on people, just because that's too damn cool, man. The stigma around it, I'm keeping it. Come on. Right there. There we go.
Titans attack the enemy base, but will lay waste to anything that gets in their way. Take out
The graphics are so smooth, guys. So smooth. I normally use an iPhone for business stuff just because it's so easy and so straightforward. But as far as a gaming platform, it sucks. This is amazing for gaming. And the graphics are better than Nintendo Switch. And something that's much smaller and fits in your pocket. So smooth. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't have Android 8.0 Oreo on it. It's still on 7, but Razer has told me that they are releasing an 8.0 update soon. I don't know exactly when, but soon. However, it does seem like they truly vetted it on the hardware. Every other Android device I have constant apps hanging and crashing, and I've had big problems with the quality of the applications. I've noticed that things run a lot smoother and a lot more stable on this. I don't know if it's just because it's a faster platform, so it's less vulnerable to timing issues and stuff in software, but it does seem to run everything fantastic, and it's got so much memory in it, you can just run all your apps and never close anything. At one point, I was like, the phone finally started slowing down, and I opened up my app list, and there must have been over 100 apps in there. You guys can tell I've been using the phone. It's got quite a few applications on it. Now, because I'm a total cheap ass, guys, I just tether it to my iPhone, because that way they can share the data connection, and since I'm not using it to make phone calls, and I'm using my primary phone to make phone calls, I still have internet access on this one on the go, and it allows me to have 2 cell phones with 1 plan. Another thing that's cool about this phone is it's only $700. Now, I know I say only. There's obviously phones that are cheaper than that. But if you think about it for a second, when you're looking at all the iPhones, like the iPhone 8 and the iPhone X and everything, the bottom line models are coming out around $1,000. The Samsung Galaxy Note 8 and stuff coming out around $1,000 to $1,200. You know, it's nice to see a phone that has a 1440p screen, a kick-ass fast processor, a ton of battery, all in something that's only $700. Honestly, that's a good price. I mean, I'd pay that all day long for this, even with its faults. I haven't had any crashes or reboots on the phone. Like I said, it's been completely stable. The fingerprint sensor works great. Everything's good. So I would tell you right now that I would absolutely use this as a secondary phone. But if you guys are okay with a camera that isn't necessarily the best, you don't care about how hot it gets because you already got cold freaking fingers and you just want to heat your hands, or you just want to stick it under the blankets at night, living in Antarctica and heat your body all nice and warm, then I would say this phone is otherwise perfect for you. And also the loudspeakers. I wish the iPhone had loudspeakers. Putting loudspeakers on a phone like this reminds me of another phone that tried to do the same thing. You guys remember the HTC Surround? You popped out the top, that was just one big speaker array across the top and it was super loud. Yeah, that bombed hard. But this one didn't because Razer did it right. I also love how fast the voice search works on it. Okay, Google, take a screenshot.
Okay, taking a screenshot. Touch to continue.
Okay, Google, open quick Splat Barnacules. Haha, Opulent Studios, baby. Dun, 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 dun. I know, total shameless plug, but please go give it a try. Quick Splat Barnacules, it's on the Android Marketplace, Google Play, and on the iTunes Store. Just do a search for Quick Splat or just search for Barnacules. Honestly, you're not gonna find anything else in the marketplace named Barnacules. So guys, as a secondary phone, I absolutely love it. As a gaming platform, I absolutely love it. As an actual cell phone and the call quality, I love it. I don't like how hot it gets. I think the cameras are fairly lackluster. Android is still lacking some of the functionality that I really liked on iOS, but the flip side of that is Android actually is powerful in many other ways, but that screen is to die for. This is totally worth getting for $700. Honestly, the price is right, which is weird because Razer is usually known for really expensive stuff. For what you get, honestly, I don't consider this that expensive. We're gonna be giving away 2 of these phones in February. If you guys wanna sign up to try to win one of the phones, the directions are in the video description. It's seriously just your standard run-of-the-mill Gleam.io contest. And if you guys are if you were one of the winners, we will get this mailed out to you internationally. So you guys don't have to bombard us with messages saying, hey, is it international? Is it US only? We will pay to get this phone to you wherever you are if you are in fact the winner. All right, guys, if you have any other further questions about this phone, please leave them down below in the comments or come over to Twitter and tweet me. I am at Barnacules. Matter of fact, I'm at Barnacules most places on the internet, including Instagram and over on the Bookface. I also have a live stream over on Twitch TV/Barnacules called Morning Coffee with Barnacules, where I just get real with you guys and take it to a whole different level. But if you'd like to check that out, I have the link down in the video description, along with a lot of other useful things and links and all the specs and stuff on the phone, just in case we missed anything in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please slap a like on it and consider subscribing to the channel to get notifications for when I make more content just like this, or possibly completely different, or 3D printing, or some other random shit, because I got ADHD up the wazoo. All right, guys, I love you. Till next time. And for you guys entering the giveaway,
may the odds ever be in your favor.